This is how I ride when I'm vibing. In the nighttime, riding in the moonlight. This is how we ride when I'm vibing. Riding big brick, moving in the daylight. This is how I ride when I'm vibing. I got my favorite music track on replay. This is how I ride when I'm vibing. Pedal to the metal, yeah, we out the trailer today.
Hello, Trailer Fam. We're here once again. Today we have HD McCrae, like high definition.
Yes. Is that what we do, a driver?
Not exactly, but she close. She close.
Well, that's how we do, though. Well, so what HD stand for?
Well, it's actually my first name, middle name, initial, and you just mentioned my cousin Cheryl, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
I was probably about, 12, 13 years old, outside playing in the summer, you know.
Okay.
They stay down the street on the farm.
Right.
So when school is out, they come to the house, we play basketball, whatever. And one day we playing basketball, and she just said, HD McCrae, I need to catch that ball, throw it my way. And from that point on,
Yeah.
I started DJing maybe 5 years later,
Yeah.
18, 19 years old, and they said, what's your DJ name? I said, DJ HD. That's how it got started.
I love it.
Now, this is the thing. Now, we want to know what country, what part of the world you was in. You told me you was playing in the country.
Meta, Georgia.
Again,
Yeah.
meta is where it's better.
Right. No. The logo was not logo, but slogan was everything is better in Meta.
That's it.
She always said it wrong.
No, but people from Statesboro would say people in Meta don't know no better. See, so take it or leave it.
But we know people in State broke out about crazy though.
Yeah.
We gonna stay off from over there. Yeah, but you also drive trucks. You in the industry. And,
Yes.
But what's your first patch?
Well, it's always been, being a DJ, playing music, entertaining people.
Right.
But as I got older, I started realizing, okay, I got to have something more solid.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many instances where you can go to work somewhere and might not even get paid.
Right. Okay.
So I said, let me get, and then of course, being a truck driver, I can explain to you when I first became a truck driver.
Okay.
The pandemic came.
Oh,
I was
man.
working in Conyers at a place called Triples. And the nightclubs and lounges, they were closing one by one.
Right.
Somebody may close because, older people were owners. And they felt like, okay, I don't want to be in risk of catching this virus from somebody.
Right.
And then the next week, somebody else would close.
Right.
And took about a month before everybody was closed.
Right.
So from that point, I was at home on my laptop just going around. I said, okay, let me find me a solid job now.
Right.
And I applied for Champ, those pickup trucks that go up and down the interstate to assist people that when they got a flat tire, they need a jump, they need gas.
Okay.
And I applied, and in about 2 days, we did an interview, like a Zoom interview.
Right.
And they never called me. They never called me back.
Right.
And I went back on my computer, but I don't remember, but I just know I just went on something, and I saw trucking.
Right.
Okay.
And I said, okay, I just tried. And I put in the information. The next, maybe about a couple of days later, I got an email, and they said, okay, you need to pass your, permit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, permit.
Yep. And then they sent me an email. All right, and had the test.
Right.
So of course I was studying. Then I started taking the test from the email, and I started, getting 100 all the time. I take it,
Right.
do it two or three times a day.
Yeah.
I get 100. I said, okay, I'm good.
Right.
And then they would get in touch. Then at that time, somebody started calling me. They said, okay, you ready to take your permit? I said, yeah. They said, go to your local DMV. You're gonna take a permit. I said, oh, this is like a driver's license, learner's license permit.
Right.
They said, yeah, because when you go to school, you're gonna drive a truck with you're gonna have your learner's license, your permit, and you're gonna be in the truck with a driver that has a CDL, which is the trainer.
Right.
So I go to the DMV. The test was probably about 40 questions, and it'll tell you. And when you go to each question, you got a timer. Okay, you got maybe 3 minutes to answer this question. Go to the next one, maybe 5 minutes.
Right.
It depends on the question. I took that thing about 3 times. I failed about 3 times.
Hold on now. What happened to them hundreds on top of hundreds on top of hundreds?
Because I had to realize the test that they were sending me from email wasn't like really
It wasn't
getting you
done
prepared.
test.
Yeah, it wasn't prepared.
Okay.
One day I went walking in the DeKalb County got the walking trails, right?
All right.
Me and an older gentleman, we go walking, met 2 girls standing by They got a little river. We standing there talking, blah, blah, blah. And, I just said, yeah, what y'all do, man? Yeah, oh, we truck drive. I said, truck drive? I said, man, I've been trying to pass my test to get to school. She said, no, go to Play Store, get the app. They got the steering wheel. it's a tractor truck steering wheel. I went home, man, and downloaded the app and started studying. Man, went back to the DMV, no problem.
Okay.
No problem,
I'm
bro.
laughing, but
yeah,
it worked.
yeah, it worked. But it's just funny how you can meet people and you can learn something from meeting somebody in a matter of a second.
You met the right person.
Yeah.
A lot
At the right
of people don't give
Yep.
people a lot of information.
But see, one for that, man, I don't know how I would have passed to get my permit because the email testing wasn't preparing me.
Right.
And so man, that was a blessing right there. That was a blessing.
So should we have trusted you on the road since you flunked 3 times?
Well, think about the testing, man. It didn't really ask you about what would you do you driving a truck. What would you do in this situation?
Right.
It was more stuff like,
almost like that algebra that you ain't gonna never in your lifetime. I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, because once I started driving the truck, of course, when I went to school, you got the trainer. I had a female.
Okay.
And she'll say little stuff like, don't do that. I said, ma'am, please let me get used to driving the tractor truck because right now I think I'm in my personal vehicle.
Yeah.
I said, it may take a day or two.
Right.
But then again, once I start driving the tractor truck, I realize the driving is really, you can learn that. It'll grow on you.
Right.
You make the wide turns. But the thing about testing and really learning that truck is backing.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, I learned how to back when you see the trailer go this way, turn that way.
Right.
Then I had to learn how to put that thing to a dock.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So those things are really, the main things about driving. When you just going down the highway, just be safe and pay attention.
So I know you had that natural fear when it came to backing. So how long did it take before you actually started saying, I got to try this?
Well, what happened when when I did get the permit and I went to school, they sent me to CR England in Salt Lake City, Utah. They put me on a Greyhound bus for 2 days.
Yeah.
Okay, of course, you get to school, they said, yeah, man. Well, I said, why y'all didn't fly us here or whatever? They said, well, we put you on the Greyhound. Because if you can ride a Greyhound bus for 2 days, you can drive a truck. So they be testing you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I got to school, man, and of course, they said, okay, who want to back up the truck first? Now, I said, I do it first.
Yeah.
Because I know in high school, I was always the last person.
Right,
I didn't want to go first.
Oh, I like that.
I said, now I'm older. No, I'll go first. I got it.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm back in the truck, and the trailer going this way. It had got to a point, my whole arm was like this, and my body was turning.
Upside down.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, I'm turning the wheel, right?
Wait a minute. So you done jackknife on the course?
No. Well, not really. It's just the fact that I was turning the wheel thinking I just keep going to the left, and the trailer kept going out. And I just kept turning the wheel. And next thing on my whole body was like this, I was turned over, and then the guy was like, oh, man, you got to get better. And then this white... And the next day, this guy saw me and said, look, man, he said, when you just look in the mirror, he said, you see the back of the trailer right behind you. Now, he said, don't look at the tandem, because the trainer said, look at the wheels on the tandem.
Right.
But he said, no, man, just look at the trailer behind you. He said, when you see the thing go like that, turn towards it. When it go that way, and from that point,
you had it.
Man, I was like almost the best in class.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
See, that's the thing about learning how to back. Everybody's telling you something different because a lot of people say when you're trying to go into that space,
right,
you look at the tandem.
Right.
But that depends on where the tandem is placed at.
Right, yeah, exactly.
If you got it all the way to the back doors.
Oh, yeah. You know
what I'm saying? And if you got it slid all the way up under and you look at the tandems, you probably going to a truck beside you.
Yep.
So the real lesson comes when you just do
it. You just keep doing it. Yeah.
And watch other people.
Right.
And that's your setup.
Yeah, because right now, man, the last time I tried to put a truck in a dock, man, it took me too long.
Oh, yeah.
But here again, when I first started doing it, I said, I got to get better. And then when I got started working with FedEx, they do line haul.
But did you hit anything?
No, I ain't never hit nothing.
So it didn't take too long then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's times where I took my time and got in it. But it's times where I just forget my method.
And all of this was during the pandemic?
Yep.
Oh, that's
yep. And then, but see, when I got with FedEx, see, they all you doing is you may drive from here to Nashville, and you just swapping trailers.
Right.
And they're gonna give you the address to a truck stop.
Right.
And you pull up and you look for another FedEx trailer. And you pull over beside him and say, how you doing, man? You know, I'm here to, you know, swap out.
Right.
And you unhook and get that trailer. So you ain't doing no backing.
Right.
So I did that for a while, and then it got to where I lost my method.
Right.
So if you told me to go outside right now and put it in a spot, I can do it, but it's going to take me too long. Because I didn't get it. It's not in me, man. It's like, because to this day, when I start doing it, I don't feel comfortable.
Okay.
You know, I don't get scared. I just be like, oh, man. Then I turn this way. I said, no, that's the wrong way. And I turn, you know what I'm saying? I don't watch YouTube videos many times. You know what I'm saying? And the guy be like, you know, you turn out at 12 o'clock and then turn back at 12. Yeah. You know, I done tried that, man, but I got to get the method, man. It's a method.
It's a feeling.
Yeah.
You know, whenever you got time, I'll show you.
Okay, let's do that.
You gotta learn that snake.
Yeah.
Because I know they reference the clock.
Right.
But once you get in the real world,
yeah,
you can use parts of that.
Well, I seen guys with, you know, they pull them beside the other trucks, right? Mm-hmm. And they say when you get to your spot, you know what I'm saying, when your body is parallel to that spot, then you turn out and then turn back that way and you just back it in.
When your fifth wheel get in the middle of that space.
Right, yeah.
Then you shoot to the right, if that's what you're doing. Shoot to the right.
And then left.
And then left.
Right.
And then you may have to snake again.
Yep.
You just do it until you get your tail right there in that corner.
Right.
So when you look at your mirror,
right,
you right there that corner, ready to go in. And then the theory is, and it's correct, once you start backing, you got that wheel, you just let it go. You don't have to do all that back and forth.
Oh, okay.
Let it go right in there.
Okay.
So your setup is important.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So
they
teach you this stuff, but it's once you really got it and you start driving that you learn.
Well, CR England, what they did was they teach out. We had the parallel, which I learned that pretty good. Straight back, and then it was the other one called. It's another name for where you just moving the trailer. It's like you hopping.
But see, that's why I almost flunked on the straight line back.
Right.
Not because I didn't do it right.
Right.
I was over in Texas, so I backed up.
Right.
She never said stop.
Oh.
So I just kept going.
So
she was like, you should have stopped way up there.
She ready to flunk you.
Yeah, she was going to flunk me, but she should have said stop.
Right.
But it was a straight line driver, but it was just all the way down there.
Okay. And see, CR England, they didn't teach you how to 45 until you went out 2 weeks with the trainer.
Yeah.
Then when you come back, you do that because the trainer.
So it was one or two people in the truck with y'all.
You mean doing class?
Yeah. No. When you was in training.
No. The trainer is one guy. It's one. You just go out with one person for about 2 weeks.
Man, CR England would put two, 3 people in them truck.
Oh, yeah. well, it was that day I got I passed, and they were like, yeah, you passed with fine. No, they was like, you passed, and then I called the DMV in Georgia.
Right.
And they said, yeah, we just got your results, man. You passed with flying colors, blah, blah, blah. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then that's when the trainer start texting me.
So what that felt like?
What's that?
To overcome all of that. And I got my
man, CDL. Look at him, man. Look. Now, you know, my dad had a barbershop in Statesboro, right?
Okay.
And of course, we cut without having a license for years until they were like, yeah, man, y'all get your license. When I moved to Atlanta, that's when I had to go I had to study the little test and then take somebody with me to do a haircut.
Right.
I got my master barber. Like, then I went to real estate school 2004. That's like going back to high school, man. Okay. I did 2 months at night.
Right. Okay.
6 to 10 at night. And they taught me, it was just like I was in high school, man.
Right.
I mean, they teach all this math and stuff like that. And then when I went to see, I said, man, I'm back in class.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the truck, what made it nervous when you in class and stuff is the fact that you ain't never drove a truck.
Right.
And you say, I got to get in this truck at some point.
And it's intimidating because it's huge. It's really huge.
Yeah. I said, at some point, I'm going to have to get in this truck. And then, of course, throughout the day, it'd be like 2 people sitting on the bed.
Right.
One person sitting, you got the trainer right here and you driving. And y'all just taking turns.
Yeah, you got an audience.
Yeah. So, man, you have to let that soak in, man, and get comfortable.
Right.
And about the second time when that second day, then when I started thinking, I'm gonna get this, man, then I got more comfortable.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, but I could tell you a story. I don't know. I could tell the story about why I didn't work for CR England.
Why is that?
And, the day I passed, I don't know. You know how people say, man, the Holy Spirit spoke to me or the Lord spoke to me. Mm-hmm. I could have been led by the Holy Spirit. I don't know. I haven't prayed about it. I called my cousin. He said, "Yeah, man, I went to CR England, but I didn't get on the truck, man. Me and my friend, we left, got our license, we left the school and went to go see a movie, and then called a Greyhound back to Georgia." He told me, "Man, he said, don't get on that truck, man. You ain't gonna make no money, right?"
Yeah.
So I got on the phone, I just typed in CR England, what you make, and it was like you'll make probably about $380 a week. You know what I'm saying? Then they're gonna take $100 for the tuition. And then you got, tax department gonna be much, so you probably bring home about maybe 300, 280 a week.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, man, I don't know. I got back to the hotel, and the trainer would text me, man, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna pick you in about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I didn't respond.
And see, that's what it was for me. We already had trucks when I went to trucking school.
Right.
And then they was going to give me that little trainer check. And when I got it,
right,
I was like, oh, this ain't going to work.
Yeah, man.
My belts cost more than this.
So
and
how?
I quit.
Oh, you okay.
Yeah.
And so the trainer, then he said, when he got close to the hotel, he said, yeah, he said, I'm at the hotel, man. He said, you ready? I wouldn't respond.
Right.
Okay. Now, before I went to school, a friend of mine, a female, she was telling me, yeah, one friend of mine went to see her in England. He said he want to make about $300 a week. I didn't believe that.
Yeah.
That ain't true.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I'm going to school.
Yeah.
Right.
But when I did the research, and that's what I found. So I end up, I said, I had a friend of mine from Africa, but he lived in Texas.
Right.
He drove his minivan from Texas to Utah. He said, look, man, I ain't going to get on the truck either, man. We'll just drive to Texas. I said, yeah, from there I catch Greyhound.
Right.
And then when he passed, he said, oh, man, I think I'm going to get on the truck. I said, well, dog, man. I said, well,
ride back to Texas.
yeah, I said, okay, I just got to catch a Greyhound. Another 2 days going to Georgia.
Yeah.
Right.
I called a friend of mine, a female. She said, man, I got 50,000 flyer miles with Delta. She said, hold on, I'll call you back. She called back. She said, I got you a ticket for $5.
I'm
Flew
guessing,
back to Georgia.
I'm guessing when
Awesome.
he said he called a female. He said female.
That's
again.
two of them. That's two.
That's
Yeah.
two.
That's
two.
I'm keeping count. I'm keeping
That's
count.
what we do.
That's two.
We
That's two.
we
As
keeping
women.
count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Living up to that real.
Well,
talk now.
I have personal interest in both of them. You know what I'm saying? But the first one dropped the ball, and then the second one, she actually got mad once I got back home.
Yeah.
And she got mad because I forgot her birthday.
Oh.
But she only told it to me. I said, when your birthday? I said, my birthday July 15th. She said, my birthday June. But I only knew that. She only told me that one time. I forgot.
So she was a Gemini.
Yeah.
And they crazy.
I didn't know that.
Oh, it's two of them.
Right.
Geminis.
Right.
It's two of them.
Right, but see what it was, I was trying to get to know each other, right? So my mind wasn't focused on that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when her birthday came, I forgot.
Right.
And I called her the next day, said, let me make it up to you, and she wouldn't let me do it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
You
man,
had
you
already
know.
dropped the ball.
Yeah. So here again, man, I had no truck training.
Right.
Came back to Georgia. Another DJ friend of mine, he said, hey man, my uncle got a truck. He said he needs somebody to take a load to New Jersey. I said, when? He talking about, he said, I can go with you, man. He said, because I can drive a truck, but I ain't got no license.
Right.
Okay.
I said, okay. I said, get him on the phone. Got him on the phone. Said, yeah, man, I got my truck parked in Winder, man, at the gas station.
Right.
Okay, I said, okay. The next day, man, I called my DJ friend. I said, man, okay, let's go. We went to Winder, man, got in the truck, man. Here again, man, my first time in the truck since school.
Right.
No. What happened was his uncle wanted me to get the headlights fixed on the truck.
Uh-oh.
He said
Oh.
he said the headlights work, but they keep going in and out.
But they don't work.
Yeah. So
They don't work,
Right.
driver.
I went and got the truck and drove into Winder, man, and the white guy,
Well, you all right,
Yeah,
driver.
it's okay.
This home. We just,
Yeah,
it's plain old talk.
Caucasian. That's a more appropriate.
Wow.
He said I can't do nothing with the lights, man, because it was a Peterbilt. He said, and then
Oh, what that mean?
I don't know, man. I called the uncle. His name was what was his name? Herman. I said, Herman, he can't fix it. He's talking, well, look, man, I look around. He found a place on Bankhead.
His name Hammer and he couldn't fix it.
Herman. Yeah, Herman. No, Herman was the guy that owned the truck.
Okay.
Good, great.
So before we went to New Jersey, it took about 2 days to get the truck right, man. And when I got to Bankhead Highway, the pilot, they couldn't do anything with it. But what they did, they ran a wire from the light that was working to the one that wasn't working. And they
Man,
did.
that was a
They
minute ago.
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
that pilot ain't even over there no more.
It ain't?
No, they knocked it down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So here again, my first time driving the truck, me and his nephew got in the truck. I started driving. We got on 85. No, not 85. I'm trying to think the way we went because New Jersey, there was some kind of way we got to 95.
Yeah, you can go up 20.
85.
to 95.
Yeah, we went that way, man.
So
So
you can go up 85 and connect, but it probably went out 20 and ran to 95 and then went on up.
Right.
So you can go both ways.
So when I got sleepy, man, he would drive. He said, I can drive. I don't have a license, but I can drive a truck. So we were taking chances.
Okay.
Right.
So
Exactly.
but I made some good money on that run. It took us about 4 days, man. Go out there and come back.
All right.
Okay, so I said, okay, I'm learning. I got comfortable with driving the truck.
So y'all just went up and came right back?
Yeah, we came. So we left on might have been a Sunday. We got back that Thursday.
So y'all,
So did you have a load coming back?
It was a live unload. I know they unloaded, and then I can't remember.
Okay.
I can't remember we switched and we got another trailer or not.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then when we got back, the uncle was actually working for a company. He quit, so he started driving the P. He wanted to drive. It was his truck. He said, "Well, I'm gonna drive it from and I let you. I keep you posted." Blah blah blah.
So y'all showed him it could make it.
Yeah. But it'll be times when you pull over, like you just like one time we pulled aside the road, we were doing something, and then the truck wouldn't move.
Right,
You guys sit there, you hit the gas a little bit, wait about 5 minutes, and then it start. The gears start shifting.
Right,
so the truck the condition of the truck was not good.
Right.
Yeah.
But here again, I didn't know because I just felt okay. This is my first time.
Right.
But here it is 6 years later. Now people telling me a lot of owner operators, you got to be careful with them because they don't get the truck keep it surfaced properly.
Right.
So here again, that was my first time driving the truck. And then the next job I got, a lady had a truck she was from California. She had a truck in Georgia. I did some container loads, here and there. And now here it is. 6 years later, I can really drive a truck.
Right.
I can back a truck straight back. I can hook a truck up because, of course, I had to learn at least 3 times. Man, I backed up on the trailer and I pulled forward. I said, "What's going on?" I had to get out and ask somebody. I said, "Hey, man," and he said, "Hey, man, the trailer's too high."
Right.
He said, "Just get in."
So you ain't high hook it though, did you? High hook is when you miss it and it hooked to the front of the fifth wheel.
I did that the last time. I did the first 2 times I was just missing it.
Yeah.
The second time I tried to pull the truck and I feel the trailer, but it wouldn't move. And then the guy, I saw a guy with a truck walk. "Hey man, something going on. I don't know what's going on." And so I wasn't afraid to ask.
Right.
He came over there, and the fifth wheel was like beside the kingpin. It wasn't in the hole, but it was still hooked.
Yeah.
And then I had to turn the truck back up, turn back up, until I can get it, where I can pull out.
Yeah.
So here again, everything that I know as a truck driver now, I learned. Not really. In my heart, I say the Lord taught me. He the one gave me the courage to do it.
Right.
But when I got out there, man, going to New Jersey the first run, I ain't know nothing about driving trucks, bro.
Right.
Now, I knew how to, keep a truck in the road, but I ain't know nothing about. Well, I had to learn when you hook up, you can do a 3 tugs forward.
Yeah.
But what I can feel more comfortable with is get a flashlight and look, and you see that thing locked.
Yeah.
So, but all that I learned, nobody trained me on that.
But
Yeah.
going to New Jersey, it wasn't a sense of fear.
No, because I had somebody in the truck with me.
Okay.
He would talk and stuff like that.
Okay.
But then I realized, because a couple of times while he talking, man, I got too close to somebody.
Right.
Because I was caught up in the conversation.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, let me ask you this: how long had he been driving? Do you know?
He probably. He didn't have a license. He just drove the truck because his uncle had it.
Oh, okay.
So probably something he did on the weekends and just learn how to get comfortable.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you remember when we got that first truck, and I wanted to drive it. I ain't had a license.
Right.
So the guy said, "You don't have a CDL. You can't drive this truck." And she'll tell you, I called her. I said, "Man, if you don't wire," I said something crazy.
Well,
if you don't wire them this money up here,
Right.
so I got that. So we
So you were
cashed
buying
out
the truck?
Yeah. I wanted to test drive it, but he wouldn't let me test drive it. I was there with 2 drivers though.
Right.
And he wouldn't let me test drive it, so we bought the truck.
Right.
He said, "Now you can drive it all you want." Now,
Oh, yeah?
I don't want it there and cut up because I knew I could drive it because it's
Right.
just like driving a car.
Right.
I couldn't even get out of the parking lot. I almost tore up the whole clutch and transmission before I got.
I thought you were like driving a car.
I thought it was. that's the thing. It's different. It's different.
Right.
Yeah, I almost tore that truck up.
But yeah, man. But since that trip, right then, I said, man, I don't want to work with anybody. I don't want nobody to ride with me because he was taking my attention.
Right.
Distractions.
But now I have been teen driving. But when I did, they would start driving first, and I just go to sleep.
Yeah.
Right.
And then when I start driving, they sleep. So I didn't have no distraction. But that right there, man. I mean, he said, "Man, you almost hit that car." Stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, man. I started realizing when I got home, I said, "Oh, because he kept talking."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he's not a truck driver.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He can drive a truck, but he's not. You know what I'm saying? It was just too much distractions.
So how do you classify yourself? Are you a truck driver or are you just a man that drives a truck? It's a huge difference.
Well, I'm a truck driver, man, because from what I experienced,
Right.
and it's when I did stuff that I didn't know what I was doing, and I figured it out.
Right.
And then the next time I got to it, it was simple, it was easy, it was comfortable. I'm a truck driver because
Okay.
I went through a learning process without somebody training me.
Okay.
Actually,
So are you? So now that we don't classify that you to understand that you're a driver, are you a driver, a professional driver, or a super trucker? Which one?
oh, I never heard of a super. What is a super truck? I never heard of that.
Probably what I used to be.
What is it, sir?
You just ride
stop.
driver. No,
When you do what now?
You just ride driver.
You just ride.
You just ride driver.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't no super driver. I ain't no super truck
You ain't
driver.
no super trucker?
Nah.
DOT like people like that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they're super trucker.
Hey, now when they got another term for them guys that just they reckless kind of. They call them cowboys.
Yeah, ain't that?
Yeah,
He don't ride cowboy.
Yeah.
Right.
But he definitely ride as if he is a robot.
Okay,
As
okay,
he say super trucker.
okay.
Yeah.
I never heard that term.
He forget that he's supposed to maintain logs.
Right. Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
So
They had a conversation with me about that too.
So now, Dominique, Mr. Dominique, when you started driving, y'all had the paper law, right?
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I'm pretty sure it's times where you probably been driving about 12 hours and you lay down for about an hour and then you want to drive another 12 hours. You that's what you are?
But they came to see me about that. Yeah.
Who? DOT?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So how would they actually determine somebody just been driving for 14 hours and you have a 2 hours of sleep? How would they determine? You weaving in the road or something?
I never did that. I just don't sleep. It was just that when they came in on us and they did an audit. And when they do an audit, they say, hey, let me take a look at
Your
your log books. And I was like, I'm going to be honest. Because they wanted the logs from the ELD. And I was like, all right, we hadn't even hooked up the ELDs yet.
Right.
And I said, so we don't have what you're looking for.
Right.
He said, well, let me see the settlements. Because we kept records.
Right.
He said, let me see the settlements. And
Now let me see your rate cons.
and so when he got that,
Right.
he was like, oh, no.
So it's like they would say, man, you just did 2 lows. you just did 3 lows, man, in 14 hours. They gonna say, oh, you just driving.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. What you getting 30 minutes? Yeah. Okay, I understand. Okay.
It was one of them deals right there. And when you got, I think when he was looking back then for a driver and you got drivers getting $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 checks,
Right.
they want to talk about it. Never take home.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they was like,
Okay.
And for us, it was like a driver had went up to, I think, what was it, Wisconsin? And then went back up again the following week and they tapped on him. And then I had another driver that went up to, was it Minnesota?
Right.
And they told me, you're up here a whole day early, son, based
yeah.
on your logs.
Right.
And that was it. So when they came in and they did a hard shutdown, it cost us $500,000
Oh yeah.
in 3 weeks.
Fines.
Oh no, they didn't. That's just revenue.
Oh, you can't make those.
Yeah.
You make those runs.
Yeah, we couldn't move. We had a hard
Okay.
shutdown, and we got back open.
So what is a hard shutdown?
You can't do nothing.
Is that the same thing as like a out of service type thing?
Oh, this was
It's
beyond out
because
of
you were
service.
put out of service.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is beyond out of
Hard
service.
shutdown.
We
Never
had a
heard of
hard
that.
Yeah, we was out of service. We had a hard shutdown.
Okay.
And like you can't do anything.
Right.
Like, don't even pretend like you want to run.
Wow.
And, so when we came back, we got back, and we came out stronger. But we still was in a situation where we was on thin ice.
Right.
And we had own operators that just disregarded that, and they were still doing the same
Oh
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just time for us to say, hey, we got to
Right.
take a look at what we're doing.
Right.
And make some changes.
Yeah. Be smart about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or be smarter.
Smarter.
Yeah, smarter. We was always smart. but-
Yeah. I that's why I said. That's why I corrected it. I said smarter.
Yeah, we had to be smarter, but yeah,
Right.
they came to see us. But they talked to us a couple of times, and but it was just making a transition from where we started. We started
Right.
with paper logs.
Right.
And, when you're running produce, it's kind of hard.
Right.
To run them on the ELDs like the way we was taught. Yeah, I mean you got 7 picks from the bottom, 7 drops.
Right. Yep.
I mean, how you gonna manage that?
Right.
So it just took us a while to adjust, and the adjustment came with really revamping the type of freight we was running.
Right.
So we had to do a total reinvestment.
Ah.
It was a lot, man. But
So
we get it.
so what's your opinion on the Motive app and all this new stuff they got?
I don't like none of it.
Oh, yeah?
I think it's just data mining. See, they
Right.
don't really care nothing about ELDs. ELDs hadn't really proven what they said it was doing. They're supposed to
Right.
make the road safer. It's not making them no safer.
Yeah, because when I did the FedEx run, man, it's like I had got to where this thing was telling me, man, you driving past, your time or blah blah blah. But because when I go to work over the Ellerwood at the 303 terminal, they had me trying to find, you got to go out there and say, yeah, man, just take an empty.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes it take you an hour to find an empty.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you'll find an empty that's got pallets in it. They be like, well, you can, you ain't 3 or 4 pallets, just throw them out on the,
Right.
So, and you start driving, and then you get there, and then you got traffic, blah blah blah. And it was like, yeah, your drive time, blah blah blah. I just turned the whole thing off, man.
Yeah.
And one time, I actually unstarted from my phone.
You unhooked
When
from
I,
it?
yeah, when I got back, I added it back. Yeah, man, because I'm like, man, I'm not finna get caught up out here.
Well,
But I
yeah,
know I was taking a chance though. But I was just trying to, get by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm gonna tell you, there ain't no such thing as get by. So what we did,
Right.
we just scaled back and we
Right.
run local, and we on time sheet. So
Right, okay.
we not on ELD, but it's a price to pay for that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a huge pay cut.
Yeah.
But I got peace of mind.
Right, yeah.
You know,
And
Okay.
you can't put a price on a piece of mind.
Yep.
I don't
Yep.
care what you're doing out
Yep.
here.
Yeah,
Peace of
exactly.
mind is everything.
Exactly.
It's priceless.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what's something that you enjoy doing more than trucking?
Well, you know, DJing. I've been doing it since I was probably about 18 or 19. Man, it's like, I mean, okay, of course, years ago it was about okay, I go do a party, blah blah blah. But I was meet girls and stuff like that.
Okay.
But I put that out of my life, man. It's like I don't meet a girl and we go to eat and go to her house, go to my. I cut that out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, because I felt like I just done seen too many people, older people that I know in my family that just took them out.
Right.
They didn't know it, but I saw it.
Right.
So yeah, that's one good thing. I really love DJing, man. But truck driving, it was pretty peaceful, man. Because you get out there on the road, there's a lot of sightseeing.
Right.
Yeah.
So it kind of grew on me, man. I really enjoyed it.
Right.
I really enjoyed it.
It's nothing like it. It's
Yeah,
nothing like it.
it ain't the same as DJing, but it was like I could do either or.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody said you can't DJ no more, 'cause I just drive a truck.
Right.
Yeah, I can live with that. Yeah,
And that's what's so crazy because people telling me I don't drive trucks anymore, but where you're sitting at right now.
Yeah.
And this thing connected to.
Yep.
So this all about us still being in trucks.
Yep.
Still being in trucking.
Yep.
And that's the crazy thing. So that's something that's in my blood through and through. And I'm actually gonna tell you the first truck that I saw that made me really want to be a part of the culture was that truck down in Meta. Right across from what was his name? The barbershop, the guy. Ken.
You talking about, hold on.
That cab over Peterbilt that was back there. I think that
Yeah.
was probably y'all people. That truck, it was about a 73 or 78. That's what really got me into just because he actually opened the door and let us climb up in that truck down there in Metal. Yeah.
Well,
That's what did it for me.
I thought about driving trucks. This might have been like 2000. But
Right.
back then, I talked to somebody like, yeah, man, it'd be $3,000 up front, that type of thing.
Right.
Because now you could just go to school and they just take the money back from you.
Right.
After you start working for them.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask
Yeah.
you. So did CR England come at you for that training?
Well, yeah, they put it on my credit, but I learned this about 10 years ago about dispute.
Right.
So what I did, I got the Experian app. I got Experian app, the app on my phone, and I went on there and I just hit dispute, and took about 30 days, 33 days, whatever, and then I came back. They said this item has been deleted.
All right.
But what I found out was my cousin, the one that told me about don't get on the truck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He said, look, man, when you do a dispute, they give them 30 days for them to respond.
Right. And they did.
When they get that letter, they don't respond. They're gonna say it ain't his. They're gonna take it out. So I did that, man. It came up. It had got up to about, because I see it, man. I just wasn't paying no attention. It went from like 4,000 to probably about 5,800.
Yeah.
It just kept going up.
See,
Yeah, but yeah, they took it off, man. Yeah.
See, mine was similar, right?
Right.
And then so when I said, hey, my belt cost more than this check, and I quit, they immediately saying I owed them almost 10 grand.
Oh yeah.
So I was trying to figure out how.
Wait, hold on. Where you went to school?
I was in Texas. I was at FFE. I'm gonna tell you
10,000.
But listen to this though. So when they brought us down there,
Right.
put us in this dorm. It was
Right.
nice, but they made us change our address.
Right.
Now listen to this now. So when we changed the address, at that point, I'm a Texan.
Right.
I don't even know this till after the fact.
Right.
So they were going through the Texas Workforce Commission,
Right.
and they was paying them. So our schooling was already paid.
So in order for them to do that, you got to look like you're a Texas resident.
And I was
Oh,
because
'cause they made you change the
changed our
address.
address. So when I got back, I drafted a little. It's almost a dispute letter.
Right. Yep.
They changed the whole program out there.
Yep.
Mine was free.
Oh
You
yeah.
got their own game.
Yes, sir.
Dang, you got. Oh
Yeah, mine was free.
man.
Yes, sir. I don't play about that
Yeah.
because I was like, and they already had gotten paid. And
Right.
see, the only thing, and see, they tell you to stay in the truck for a year.
Right.
At that time, Texas only was requiring them to stay in the truck. The students stay in the truck like 3-4 months.
Right. Right.
But they paid for the whole
They
ride.
pay for the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they make y'all think y'all got to pay them back.
Yeah, that's what they did.
And see the thing I had about CR England, of course, I brought it to somebody's attention. Now I was like, man, that's not enough money. She said, well, you a trainee.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to put you in the school. We're going to put you on the truck with somebody you was in class with, somebody from Georgia. And then when we got a couple of days off,
They can get
you know,
home.
we
Both
could
go home.
park the truck right here. You 10 minutes from here. You know what I'm saying? I'm 5. You know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And I said, okay. but y'all want us to run 48 states.
Right.
Yeah.
And when I'm asleep, he driving.
Right.
When he sleep, I'm driving. The truck moving 24 hours.
Yeah.
And I ain't getting nothing.
And I said, okay, if you trust us with your truck and your product and your freight, then pay us like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why you gonna tell you gonna pay me like a trainee, but then again, I'm working like a professional driver. I'm
Right.
going 48 states.
Right.
Right.
So I just said, no, that's not fair.
Right.
You know what I mean? But here again, who regulates it?
Right.
You know?
But the drivers are the most disrespected part of the logistical chain, and that's the
Right.
thing that we got to change. We got
I
to let
see
them know
that.
that
Yep.
we got power.
Yep.
Yeah, but these boys, they won't unite. And it ain't just truck drivers. You got people that's manning ships, trains, and
Right.
planes. They all
Yeah.
part of what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we learn how to come together, we got something powerful.
Yeah, hey, you remember back in the 1980s, man, might have been 81, 82, they had the truck, did they do the strike? It was the truck strike.
Yeah,
and
well,
they had
that
a
was because of deregulation.
somebody made a country song called "We Got a Mighty Convoy."
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and yeah, man, it's like you got to come together and you got to sacrifice to get what you want.
But
You do.
it's kind of
Yeah.
hard because you got some people everybody got different ways that they came in the truck, and so
Right.
if you got heavy debt,
Right.
you might cannot afford.
You can't do it.
Right.
You can't lose a week of pay. Yeah.
Right, you can't do it.
Yeah.
So we just got to figure if we just get together and just in the spirit of what we do,
Right.
and they just know it's a possibility.
Yep.
Some changes may come about, but we too fragmented. See, that's why they win. We're not together like the shippers are.
Right.
And the
Oh,
receivers.
okay.
They
Okay.
stand together.
Right.
They definitely do.
But we work real hard on tearing each other down. So we got fragmentation, so it's not going to work.
What
for
could
us.
that be because they're unionized? Could that be it?
No, it's just
Oh.
that we need that. We need
Yeah,
we need
yeah.
collective bargaining. We don't
Yep.
have that.
We won't have it. Yep.
Yeah, we don't have it.
Yep.
We don't have one voice, one sound, or one mind that
Right.
we could say, hey, we're all mad. This is what we're gonna do. We don't have it.
Right.
Because again, I don't know what you spent to get in the truck, and I don't
Right.
know what she spent to get in the truck. But
Right.
we all came into it different ways.
Right. Okay.
And,
Okay.
so
Okay.
it's rough. We're gonna always be like that though.
Yeah, and then when you saying you used to see the truck parked behind the barbershop, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we grew up on the farm, man. Tractor truck come by there, man. We like 5, 6 years old, and the truck sounds so loud.
Yeah.
So the sound to us was like, ah. So, as we got a little older, 6, 7 years old, we be like, man, they go a holler at truck. It sounded like it was hollering at us, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't say holler, we just said holler at truck. They go holler at truck, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, one day I'm gonna drive me a holler at truck. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So that's what we called it, man. And I got old. I said, yeah, I'm gonna drive a truck one day, and that kind of stayed with me,
Okay.
And then the pandemic just made me go and get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, man, that was pretty cool. Yeah, man. And then this microphone, man, I've been DJing almost 40 years, man. This the cleanest microphone I've ever heard in my life.
We got a mean setup, driver.
Man, this right here y'all made for television.
We got a mean setup. We appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all.
All
Thank
right.
y'all. Thank y'all.
Have a blessed one.
All right, you too.
Okay.